He donated 10 bucks yesterday, guys, so that's $14.20. Don't think I'm just letting him get off cheap. So this is platinum. Pretty hard platinum, right? ZVT? So we're gonna focus a little on the details, but mostly on the broad strokes. Now, everybody learns differently, and the only way... What is this? Why are you taking a second guess? Do you have a plan? Are you gonna get Zergling speed eventually? Why are you getting a second guess? I'm gonna give you 1 minute to make me... I was gonna go for a roach push, just blindly. You're just like, I'm doing a roach build. And then you decided to bring those drones back from there. So, I mean, it'll work a lot of the time, just doing a random ass, oh, I have 12 roaches kind of build. We'll win. We'll win the game. But if you're gonna do a roach push, why are you making another queen? And 3 more drones. So you're going to have a roach warren finish against a player who is going 3 command centers. And, like, honestly, if you had, like, 6 roaches or, like, 4 ravagers, you just win the game. But it appears, while you thought about doing a roach push, you just decided, hey, fuck it. I'll get 2 roaches and say I tried. And then I'll send it into winter and it'll teach me. Ah, yes. And then we're gonna get 8 drones. What? You have 400 guests! Are you gonna flood the market and depress price? That's not where you put those. What? You have... Okay, so when you get into the game, you shouldn't, now there was no information you got that should have caused you to change your plan. So I'm just gonna assume that what happened was you were like, I'm doing a roach push, and then a minute later, with no input from anything else besides your own tumultuous mind, you said, you know what? I'm not doing a roach push. Which is worse, because you contradicted yourself. That's about, like, no one else did it. No one else was involved. Why are you getting 3 spine crawlers? Why are you walling off? This man, if you were looking at the overlords, which I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, saying you're not, obviously. Now, a person who was using mild critical thinking, and was like, oh, he's building more command centers? You know what I really need to protect myself against command centers? Spine crawlers. Spine crawlers. That'll stop them. Alright, gotta get that spine crawler wall so the command centers can't even get close. And then the Reapers come out. Alright, now we're gonna build Lings. So you have a Roach Warren. You have a Roach Warren, my friend. I don't know what the Overlord speed is for. And you're like, fuck it. I love this. I love this. You built the Roach Warren. Okay, you built the Roach Warren. I expanded on that point. I don't think I can say it any more clearly. But then you decided you weren't going roaches, and it seems like you've just deleted roaches from your mind. It's like, nope, that unit doesn't exist. What's that building? Ah, Evolution Chamber. It's like, no. I see units, I have to build Zerglings, despite the fact I've hard-walled off. Now we're gonna get ranged attack upgrades for that one unit I can't remember what it's called. And then speed. Okay, so there are 2 things here. One, you haven't watched any of my guides at all, or if you have, You've looked at them, and all you like skip to the 7-minute mark, because who cares about that first 7 minutes? That's boring stuff, like nothing happens. And then you see a bunch of roaches, and you're like, you know what? If at 7 minutes I'm building roaches, good to go. Or you haven't, and now you're just making shit up. So, I don't know which is worse. That's, up to you, I guess. You have 35 drones. By the way, there should be... Why do you have 3 spine crawlers in a wall? At all? Like, what is going on? I don't... So we're gonna go Nidus and Infestation Pit, but wait, there's more. Hydralisk Den. So you're gonna go for a building and a method of tech that is, a lot of the time, especially if you're stuck on 2 bases, very all-in and expensive. And then simultaneously, you're gonna go for 2 mostly different tech paths, taking all the wind out of whatever Nidus sails you're trying to cross the chasm of Platinum League with. So, what I'm getting from this is you had no plan, and you forget what you were thinking 30 seconds ago, and then you remember, but you've already spent so much money doing other things, it doesn't end up being as powerful. Put a goddamn ring on it. Commit. Yeah, that's a good call right there, by the way. Where's the spire? So, it's pretty apparent what's gonna happen. This is gonna do pretty well. It's gonna die. He's gonna have 900 gas. And then we get the spire. Alright. Like, I love that the 3 roaches are more important. As you can see, your priorities are definitely in check. These 3 roaches killing SCVs, not nearly as important as the 24 roaches dying to siege tanks from multiple angles. Time for the spire? Where is it? Give it to me, baby. 8 hydras. If at first you don't succeed, continue not succeeding. Did this guy ask to be roasted? No. You can't just ask to be roasted. It costs 10 bucks. Okay, so... So, in general, like, you didn't even attempt. You didn't even take a look at the front. What kind of guy are you? Because there are no girls on the internet, we know that. What kind of guy are you that you didn't even, like, you see someone like an adversary or something, not an adversary, like you're going up to someone's house, and your immediate thought is, let's sneak in through the fucking garage. It's like, just knock on the door and see if they're home. Why are you climbing in the garage window? What the fuck are you doing? You didn't even attempt. You didn't even send a single unit to see if his army was there or not. You're like, fuck it, we're doing a Nidus Worm. Also, by the way, in every single one of these goddamn angry coachings, I say get 50 workers by 8 minutes. So we saw a game with Dark yesterday. Dark, pretty good player. Pretty good player. He had 50 drones at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And it's not like he went 3 hatch before pull. He went for speed. He made a bunch of queens. He had 50 drones at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. We're over double that, and you're at 40. If you can't manage 50 by 8 minutes, like... When your shit, more shit, beats less shit. It's a fact of StarCraft and usually in life. I do appreciate this. You need to get this. Like, this is what happens a lot. I'm gonna need... This is a serious case, guys. I'm sorry, I'm pausing a lot. We have a serious case here. I bet you played a pretty decent amount of games, right? Like, maybe, in the last month, like 100? Something like that. From gold to plat. This is the two-finger typing situation, where you are doing so many things wrong, but just right enough that you've kind of blundered your way into platinum. But you still have all of the holdovers of a gold or silver league player. You got the building a roach warren and then forgetting you had a roach warren and never using it, and then doing a weird all-in at a timing that makes most sense. You got the killing your precious drones to get more gas when you don't need gas at all. You got the doing a Nidus all-in but also teching up to Infestation Pit and Hydras and then not upgrading your Hydras at all. You got the double expand because you were microing 3 roaches instead of watching the 20 roaches that were dying. Like, you have failed your way this far. But I have a solution for you. Okay. It's a classic. Now, despite how... This is actually probably the most direct. You need to play with yourself. Okay. You need to go into a game versus the very easy AI, or no AI at all. No one else in the game. You go to the game, it says victory. Say return to game. And what you're gonna do is get to 1-1. You're gonna get 50 drones by 7 minutes. You're gonna get 1-1 Roach Hydra and max out by 9 minutes. Okay? You're not gonna attack, make like 5 or 6 queens, what the fuck ever. Do your +1 Roach speed into Roach Hydra. 60, 65 drones, and you can hover over this area. And you see here where it says 36? No, you want more than that. And that's it. You're going to do that 3 times before hitting the ladder. And then you're going to hit the ladder, and you're going to do it 10 times. And you might do it 20 times. You know why? Because you're going to keep fucking winning. That's what's going to happen. So, no more of this. You don't get to be creative anymore. It's like modern art. Most of it is just terrible. Even if it is unique.
Forces under attack.
And with that in mind, let's see how this goes. Ah, yes, a lurker done. A hive. 12 more drones. Unupgraded hydras. Oh, don't worry. Those siege tanks don't hit very hard. They don't hit nearly as hard as my dad did. It's not that funny. That was just for the clip. Also, my dad is amazing. Anyway, it's just a joke. It's a meme. Anyway. God. I'm sorry. This is. Can you tell this game has thrown me that far? And thank you, BG, for $14.52. What is that like? Is that like 20 Canadian dollars or something? Or 10 Australian? Or wait, is it the other way? I don't know. What is that converted from? Okay, now we're getting... Now, the only problem with going for all these sick units, like Infestors, Vipers, like Lurkers, is that you don't actually have an army. You have 65 army supply, so no matter how many of the good units... You got 63 drones, but, like, you're not a wizard for really...
Mineral cluster expended. Mineral
And now you're getting adrenal glands. For the Zerglings that you forgot to upgrade the whole game, it's like, well, that's a cool upgrade. Now here's the thing. Fucking hell, you're still gonna win this game. And that's the problem. You've gotten this far. You've gotten this far. And you're still gonna win games like this. Why? Because they're just as bad. So you gotta be a whole cut above. You don't want to get down in the weeds. of whatever Nidus Network tank push. He hasn't even attacked. That was his first attack of the game, by the way. We're 13 minutes in.
Yes, just as I deserve.
Thank you, BG. How do I say it? BG? Oh, so that is the conversion. 29 freedom dollars. Okay. So, what do you guys think? Choose your own adventure. Will he not be paying attention to his army and run into a bunch of siege tanks? Or will the Terran run into a bunch of lurkers? Really, there's no middle ground here. Like, it's gonna go one way or the other.
Sequences. Swarm forces. Cluster attender. Direct assault.
And you're using control groups. Like I said, like there are some things you're doing right. You're using control groups. You've got all your spellcasters on different control groups, but you simply like this game could have been over a long time ago if you had just maxed out on Roach Hydra at 9 minutes. And it's a whole nother argument. So many people send me replays of like gold and plat, and they're like, well, how do I deal with carriers or mass siege tank turtle or broodlords? And it's like, well, if you had maxed out 9 minutes quicker than you did at the 15-minute mark, well, not okay. If you had maxed out at 9 minutes instead of 17 minutes, we wouldn't have this conversation. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I don't think it's that important. I'll give you the basics, like Blinding Cloud and Broodlords is how you deal with that. But now if only the best unit you had was involved in this. Here we go. And now the lurkers just went on their own, right? Right? Somehow both armies almost all died here. That was beautiful. It was nice to eat you. I mean, it's nice to meet you. I might twist my words, eat too much and get a sweet tooth. Wait, mama said you gotta watch your hell now. Hey,
yes. Just
thank you, Kilroy.
Please tell me all the things I'm doing wrong. I'm Z.
I do appreciate how you have 3 drones standing around. I mean, like, I just want to see how this plays out. I think it'll be more fun to watch from your perspective than from both perspectives. I'm done with the tips. Well, yeah. Because you got 4,900 minerals, 2,100 gas, 18 larvae, you're building 3 Vipers, plus 1 melee attack, and hurting everyone else watching this in the process. Ah, he's got a lot of siege tanks. You know what we need? More goddamn Vipers. Get them, lurkers. Is this going to be the sickest cutoff here? Maybe. Oh, nope. Nope. Oh, now we're building the spire. Thank you, Grogothian. I like that. You're like... You just did the... Let's go back there. How much longer is this? Oh my god! What? There's 10 more minutes! Anyways, I just want to point this out. You just did the fucking speed bump strategy. If your entire play involves, like, you just essentially being a speed bump, like, if he tries to run over it too fast, then it might annoy him a bit. But this army is never... He has fucking 13 siege tanks. You got 3-4 lurkers, a handful of hydras, like. Anyways, while we're speeding through this, like, in what world? You got the Raven. Yeah, it annoys him a bit, and then you just kind of lose your entire army. Now, I don't know. There are 11 minutes left, which is enough time for the Terran to throw the game twice, which is what he needs to do in order to lose. What do you guys think? Does he? I don't know. No spoilers for really. This is now entertainment value. Is he really? I love it. Are there even any units to throw the game with? Yeah, there are lurkers and vipers. That can make magic happen. But siege tanks and liberators are better than lurkers and vipers most of the time. Oh, yes. Oh, does he blinding cloud? Oh, do it. Do it. Nuke him. Nuke the man. Nuke the... Oh, nice reaction time. That was actually a great engagement. That was a really good engagement for what it was. I mean, you're still way behind. So, it kind of evened out by the end, but that was about the best you could hope for. 82 Zerglings. Like, I did not know what to do here. Okay. It's okay that you don't know what to do here. By the way, this is happening. But let us not pretend like the rest of the game wasn't the same situation. It was just more pronounced at this point. The rest of the game, you pretended like you knew what you were going to do, and it just hurt you in the process. Alright, so, now we're in a base trade scenario. That, that's a lot of units. Like, a lot of key units. All the air units, the Zergling, the Ghosts. I mean, this is a great run by. Unfortunately, you're broke, and he has a higher bank than most third world countries. No. The thing is, he says he doesn't know what to do here, but he built a Greater Spire, and then, like his earlier Roach Warren, forgot. It's like, ugh. At one point, his mind said Broodlords, but his hands did not make the Broodlords, and that is a common problem. The micro. Ah, hey, at least he didn't attack into a planetary. Are those mules? I mean, these are big moves. Big plays. And then he's like, oh shit. I got it. There's a planetary. Oh, now. Ah, the classic. Now this, like, 80% of getting to Masters. Once we, okay, we're cutting the macro out. We're going into the decision-making factor. Cutting out the macro, like the basic mechanics and being able to build units. 80% of the decision-making that will get you to Masters is figuring out what you need to do before you lose your whole army. It's very common in Gold and Platinum and Diamond to kind of have an idea, and then you lose your army, and you're like got a fucking clean slate. It's like, oh, Broodlords. No. But you need to do a thought experiment and be like, what if I lost my army now? What would I build? And if you can do that before losing your entire goddamn army, that's most of it. Like, Ah, yes. The 3 Broodlords to make the difference. Will they? The answer is... eh. Yeah, that planetary had any risk of dying. 31 kills. You know, he could build... He could throw every SCV at you and every unit into lurkers and then build a maxed out army of battlecruisers and still have money in the bank. Which is beautiful, by the way. Get him, drone. So, you gotta go play with yourself, and you're gonna have to do a hard reset. Like, that was rough. You're two-finger typing. Well, no, that's not the right analogy. Two-finger typing is like, I do my one thing, and I like how it works, but it's not the best way to do it, and you shouldn't be doing it. You, on the other hand, are just kind of randomly doing shit with no long-term plan. You gotta work back from the game plan. You don't work up to the game plan. You start at, I want 60 drones, 3 bases, 1-1, roach speed, a hydralisk den. Now, how the fuck do I get there? You don't try to figure it out as you go along. You work back from that. And we had one from Kilroy. All right. Against poison. Is that the poison? It seems like it is. I promise I'll play with myself thinking about what you said. You better. Alright, platinum, high platinum, lower diamonds. Alright, well you fucked up. You prioritized saying GLHF before making your first drone. So, this ain't... Get out of here. You're playing the wrong game. Trying to be polite. Ending up like a noob. Yeah, that's when you tap out. You're like 10 seconds late on my first drone. Get out of there. I'm done. That was a beautiful homoerotic joke. Well played. No, I wasn't talking about your biography. All right. Well, we got the semblance of the bit. What is this? Don't cross the rally. Oh my. What are you doing? All right. Your rally points are confusing me, and it's like it's not that confusing. It's just confusing. They're all over the place. Okay, where the fuck did this guy go? He just went out on a bender. He's like, I'm gonna make sure that she's not taking the bottom right expansion first. Does that seem like the best place for this overlord to be? On the bright side, it's unlikely to die to anything. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now you see for really? Higher platinum and diamond players do it too. And I almost guarantee you this is the same situation. There's no way he's making... There is no way he's making a real roach count. This is why you make any amount of zerglings at the start of the game, by the way, everybody. So that way this doesn't happen. Well... You going to TwitchCon? I don't plan on it right now. I don't remember when it is. Isn't it like September? Or I don't know when it is.
Successful.
Ah, yes, the classic build a roach warren, get no roaches, get a lair. It's like, this is what I'm saying. This is the more advanced version of what we saw last game. With the, I don't really have a plan, but I have like a few of the bullet points. And overlord speed. I think we found your big brother here. I'm trying to raise funds for it. I'm a music streamer on Twitch. I've got no plan. Do you play, like, do you make music? Or do you play, like, covers and stuff? Is that not a high ground? That should be a high ground. You just didn't put it in the right spot, I don't think. Yeah, you just didn't put it in the right spot. Okay. That's a pervert pillar. Okay. So... As a summary, you shouldn't have 700 minerals at the 4.5 minute mark. Alright. Ah, yes. The lair is finished. So what are we gonna do now? Now that the lair is finished, what's the plan? Since my opponent is going Widow Mine, I'm gonna make 8 lings, 6 roaches, not get roach speed, or any upgrades, or additional drones for my third. That's the plan. That makes a lot of sense to me. What MMR is this? Zerg is plat and Terran is diamond, but I don't think we're too far up in that direction. So, I mean, is this an actual attack timing? If you're gonna attack, usually you want. Okay. By the way, it is essentially never better to save an Overlord than to bank up 600 minerals and get supply blocked anyways. How long were you staring at this Overlord? If it was over 3 seconds, that's already too much, but 10 seconds... Okay, we start at 4:48. You spent 20 seconds staring at an Overlord that was gonna fucking die anyways. Does that seem like a valuable use of your time, Mr. Only mining out of 1 gas, forgot to get roach speed, useless lair, barely any creep spread, 34 drones? Ah yes, but we did get 3 more roaches, which will be very effective in defending against the 4 Marines and 2 Widowmines.
Queen birth successful.
At least you're expanding. You may have forgotten the part about building drones, but at least you're... Why are you building roaches? What the fuck? You didn't get roach speed, no upgrades, you're getting a 4th base. Now this is another one of those noob traps. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Well, I didn't make that. You feel like you're spending your money well because you're consistently building units and your money's low. The reason your money is low is because you have 31 drones. That's why. It's pretty easy to spend your money if you don't have much money. As they say, it's expensive to be poor. And that's your situation. If you don't have roach speed, you can't react to drops as quickly. You're going to have to make more static defense. You're going to have less drones then, even if you don't lose any. And if you have less drones, then you're not going to have as many units to deal with the drops coming in on the left side. If you can't deal with that, you're either going to need more static defense or be able to build another hatchery after it dies. And then so on and so on and so on. And therefore... Oh, now we're starting roach speed. The queens are fine. I don't mind the queens. I mind the 37 drones. And you've only lost 2. It's not like, oh, now 23 drones. What stopped you from building 23 drones minutes ago? Why did you build the roaches? Can you answer me that question? If you can come up with a reason, then I'll give you some credit, even if the reason is wrong. But why did you build the roaches? Mr. Kilroy. Do you know why? Do you have at least an idea? I'm waiting for a response on this. Is he here? If he's not here, he gave me $10 for nothing. General defense. I was expecting some factory units. In hindsight, I should have thought better. I love it. So let's break that down. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying that your thought process is entirely wrong. I'm just saying it's mostly wrong. So let's do a little critical thinking. You spent over 30 seconds of this game microing overlords. Those overlords saw, for one, when you came in, there's not even a tech lab on the factory. Okay, it's all widow mines. It's all marines. Are those things you need dozens of roaches to deal with? Not usually early on. So, not only did you actively scout for things, but those scouts caused you to have a poor response. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send one overlord in between 3 and 4 minutes, and the rest of the overlords can fuck off. The reason between 3 and 4 minutes, that's because when a Terran or Protoss, both races, if they've expanded early, that's when they're committing to their build. Whether they're making multiple barracks to go bio, they're going for a 1-1-1 and getting something like a Cloak Banshee. If you get an OV in between 3 and 4 minutes, you'll see a commitment to a certain strategy. If you keep trying to scout, we both know you're going to end up banking a bunch of minerals, panic building roaches, and end up with no upgrades until the fucking 10-minute mark. I mean, this is another, you're gonna have to go to the drawing board. Like, for really, not as bad. It's not as bad. And that's why you're higher platinum. But it's still definitely there. Just gotta focus on building units instead of thinking. Because whenever you think, it's just hurting you. And me. By proxy. Build a bunch of roaches. I know top 16 GMs who, pretty much essentially don't scout and build roaches to 200 supply and still end up doing pretty well. Why do you have burrow? When did you get burrow? And there you go. So you could have very easily been maxed out. Oh. I found one of them. And also a noob at emotes too, so. Why do you keep burrowing your roaches? This is a very ambitious lurker morph. If you just went for 2-2 and maxed out, like, you could have had this army 4 minutes quicker. Okay, I'll walk that back a little. More realistic for you would be 3 minutes quicker. With these upgrades, 3 minutes quicker. You could have the exact same thing if you're anywhere close to efficient. You're not even in the same zip code as efficient, but you're in the same county at least. But remember, more shit counters less shit, and we're seeing that here. I love the burrow micro. Did you just forget 2-2 upgrades exist? There you go. Now you remembered. Remember! The difference in decision-making, not macro, but decision-making between a Diamond and a Masters player, and by proxy everyone Diamond and below, is imagine if your entire army died, and then what would you want to do? Unfortunately, for almost everyone below Masters, it takes their entire army dying before they think about these things. As we see here.
Exhausted. Vespine mineral field depleted.
So, there's a few ways this game goes now, with these upgrades and all that. How many lurkers do you have? 0. Oh. The Marines just win. Unless you get lurkers. But the Marines on their own should just win.
Swarm forces under attack.
Even with Blinding Cloud. Like... Wait, what? Oh yeah, yep, okay, they win. With better upgrades against just Hydra Ling, this is why we get any of that tech. So now your army died. Now you can build new tech. Or run by... You see, this is why I love you guys giving me $10 to send me the same replay every time. This is essentially a 10%, maybe 20% higher level version of the last game. It's pretty much the same damn thing, though. Thank you, Pyrobellum. Except this one, we got more units quicker. Because drones. Thus the 10-20%. That's a lot of Thors. I'm not even sure why the Thors were built in the first place. But it's not my place to question. I'm not questioning the Terran, I'm questioning the Zerg. Remember the 3 drinks before a game analogy? Or... would that be a metaphor? No, analogy. No, it's not. Is it? Oh, I didn't see the down. It's not even with lurkers. Like, you just gotta cut out all this early game shenanigans. You don't need. There is no situation. If they have expanded, you should not need anything more than like 6 or 7 roaches max before the like 4.5 minute mark. Okay, that's max. How many roaches did you have at that point? Or be building. You had 1 roach. Okay, I take it all back. But you had a lair. Now, there are a couple things. If it's a 2-1-1 or something like that, you do need units. Oh, now we're gonna go up to it. That was bad advice, though. You just need to get a bunch of queens, get to 60 drones, 3 bases, max out on Roach Hydra at 930. And I'm sorry, it's gonna be boring. Well, boring. Unless you don't like winning. If you like winning, it won't be boring. But, is it my turn to play? Poison is a streamer from Sawstorm Gaming, and she also lives in Michigan. I've met her at several events. I think she lives like 30 minutes or so from me. I'm not sure exactly. But she was at Gamers for Giving on Stream Some as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nope.
Just as
At least I don't have to play this game. Too hard.
Be brutal,
Just yell at
senpai.
people. Get that a lot. Okay, are you the Terran? Tell me you're the Terran. Because I don't even want to open this if you're not the Terran. Mr. Heart and Soul. You tell me right now. Mr. Heart and Soul. There's only a 3-second delay on the chat, right? You know, you can see the delay if you try super hard. All you have to do... It's not that difficult. The delay should be quite short. They're just slow. Okay? Would you agree? You agree? Would you agree? Would you agree? Would you agree? You agree. He whispered? Wait, what? Says he can't chat. Is he banned? Which has happened before. I'm gonna try it. He is the Zerg? Oh. Somebody gift him a sub. I'll gift him a sub. Heart and Soul 1985. I'm gonna do it slowly though, so hopefully someone does it before me. So very slowly. Heart and Soul 1985. I think that skips the whole follower mode thing. It's 15 minutes, right? Like, who comes in, hasn't been following for at least 15 minutes,
I have your attention.
and is like, no, I'm gonna give you my money. I don't know. Anyways. Thank you. Hello, I'm the doctor. Alright, well, congratulations. You get some of that money back.
Oh, good. Now I have your attention.
There you go. Congrats. So you're the Zerg. I know at the end your average APM is 250. My average APM as Zerg is usually not even 250. So essentially, you're playing too fast. I want your next 10 games to be under 120 actions per minute. You might be like, well, how do I play like that? I got 2 Masters as random, undefeated, with under 100 actions per minute. So what you're doing right now, you're going to make me fucking dizzy with this camera, aren't you? Once you get it all set. And first, you're gonna forget that you're supposed to build an Overlord on 13 because you gotta click on everything. This is ZVT. Is this another ZVT? How many goddamn platinum ZVT? How close do you guys think this is gonna be the last ones? This is the 3rd plat ZVT in a row. You tell me whether our 250 APM Platinum League hero what is gonna happen? What's gonna happen with this replay? Now watching another fucking platinum ZVT.
Oh, good. Now I have your attention.
All right. An interesting split. Let's see. Why are you taking gas? Am I on faster speed? Yeah, I'm in real time. Wait, is it gonna be a drone rush? Oh, wait a second. No, it's not a drone rush. No, it wasn't. I know, you forgot the Overlord. You did. You did forget the Ovi. But, just... the amount of time spent... This Ovi is like 4 seconds from completion, and then the cancel will happen with 3 seconds left. So essentially, I'm pretty sure you lost money doing that. Because that was slower than a queen off creep. It wasn't the idea behind it. It was the fact that it was the execution, 100%. I think I needed that though. That was. All right, that cleanses the palate. Now we can look at this fresh. All right. So we're gonna spam the hotkeys. I do appreciate how you haven't hotkeyed in your second hatch yet. It's like, no. Oh, what is this? What is this SCV doing here? I do, like, your Overlord patterns... Wait, is this Overlord gonna... Wait, where the fuck? What are you looking for? Where's it going? I don't... Alright. I think there's actually some thought going into this. And then you're... Yeah.
Good.
I'm impressed.
Now I have your attention.
Like, you copied someone good. Thank you, Adam Tree. For 5 months. Welcome back. Alright. So far, like, this is the incredibly low bar, but... Yeah, I know. He's looking for a proxy in a reasonable pattern. Well, going over here and just chilling is fine, too. Like, that's what I'm saying. I know what he's doing. That's the point. The fact that there was a thought process to it. Not pulling off of gas, not a big deal. Whatever. It's not that important. Now, this is why I think at Platinum you should start worrying about pulling off of gas. It's not because it's that important. So, just full context. Usually ZERG players, when they get 100 gas, will pull 2 drones off of gas to get more minerals because they're not interested in having more gas later on. Or at least early on, so they can get their 3rd hatch up and queens and drones and all that. I don't think having those 2 drones on minerals is that big a deal for Platinum players. What I think is the big deal is you're gonna end up with like 214 gas at fucking 3 minutes and 40 seconds. You're gonna start a lair for no reason at all. And that's gonna just ruin your entire plan. You're just gonna start a fucking lair and just... And then into the void. We'll figure it out. Roll the dice. I don't know. That's why I think you should pull out of gas. Not because you get more minerals. Like... Is it? Is this it? Is that it? Oh, is it time? Is it time for the random ass lair? No. We're gonna micro these links. I mean, like, doing pretty well for what it is. Okay, now you're making 8 more links when you have only 29 drones. There it is. The roach one. Which is, like, at least you made some drones. Okay. Instead of more, you might be like, well, there's units. What do I build? And lings only cost minerals. You know what else only costs minerals? Fucking queens. It doesn't cost larvae. They actually kill Hellions. They can shoot air with like 50 range. Queens. Let me tell you all about the ZERG Queen. No, this isn't the Brood War Queen. You don't need a queen's nest. All you need is a spawning pool. You got your spawning pool ready? Well, then you can build a queen out of your hatchery. Isn't that amazing? So once you have that spawning pool, you can get a queen, which looks like this. You can get creep tumors. You can inject. And you can defend from attacks both from the air and on the ground. Not only that, but they have the ability to transfuse. So when you have more queens, they don't just have more units, but they can heal one another. How amazing is that? If all of your zerglings are dying to, if all of your zerglings just, you go up against Hellions, and you figure out, like, I don't know, why are my zerglings dying? And they just, your entire world burns. Well, maybe you should try queens. Doesn't cost larvae. For the price of 3 sets of zerglings, you can buy one, and they're very helpful in the late game. Try Queens today. Thank you, an actual frog. Stop. And mostly this is to stop you from building fucking roach warrens for no reason. You know what? That's not a terrible timing for a roach warren, by the way. But then you built a roach warren, and then I'm like, you know what? He's building hellions. I'm gonna need more lings. I do appreciate how long you held off on the lair. Ah, yes, those lings. Doing a lot more than they ever should. Lost a lot of lings! Wonder what we should do. Just lost about 30-something lings. You can't just not have lings. 24 more lings, everybody! We have 32 drones. 6 less drones than a Terran. You know what? I'm very close to my prescription. You are no longer allowed to build more than 6 Zerglings. You can get Zergling speed, but you cannot build more than 6 Zerglings until you have a hive. You have an addiction. And you need to stop. No more Zerglings till hive. 6 lings till hive. You can defend a Reaper, 6 Zerglings, and that's it. You might be like, well, how do I... do we... Have you heard of Queen? Okay, wait. Moment of truth, everybody. He sees Hellbats. Pretty much the hardest fucking counter to Zerglings there is. Is there an epiphany? Okay, at least you built drones. And you didn't lose all your lings. I'll give you that. Who needs upgrades? I'll give you some credit. You know, actually, I take it back. I take that back. I retract my original gesture. Okay? The Spire is not a terrible call, right? I'll give you that much. Not having upgrades is a terrible call, but if only there were a unit you could build that would be able to handle these air units, assuming you had detection with something like an Overseer, which obviously you can't build. That you could build several of and could heal each other. I don't know if there's a unit out there that really fits this description, but wouldn't that be helpful to have a few extra of those lying around? Wouldn't it? In case he didn't just make a bunch of Marines and walk them across the map into your lings. But I do, well, you're actually going to get 50 drones by 8 minutes, so there's some hope here. I think I'm going with the some hope. I think I'm in the some hope camp. You're like, I can't attack anymore, I'm going to build drones. You forgot completely about... fuck it. Are those lings going to kill them? Thank you, Colonel Blair. Wait. An actual frog resubscribed for 4 months 4 minutes ago. But, wait. Burning Frog is in the game. So wait a second. No relation? Oh, okay. Alright. Good to know the frog family is, well, the frog name is being carried on by many families worldwide. How those lings doing? All right. Now, do you know about Infernal Pre-Igniter? So, Infernal Pre-Igniter, is the upgrade that allows you to, do more damage to light units. Now, you might be like, well, it turns blue because blue flame is hotter than red flame, or orange flame, or whatever. No, that's not the case. It just makes them feel very bad. As in blue. And I thought I would come up with something funnier when I started that. I had a good joke, but I kind of forgot it, and just... there was no stopping. So, I mean, there's no... we're do it live! Fuck it! We're doing it live! Alright? Alright, so this is another tipping point. We're just gonna... you need upgrades. You need to get upgrades. That is very important. It's insanely important. It's very important. You got upgrades for your... you forgot Evo Chambers. We're just gonna throw that out the window. But this is a tipping point. Where you're soon about to realize you might not be able to end the game. Do you just keep trying to end the game? Ah, 6 more mutas. That are all gonna die. I believe one Thor kills approximately 19 mutas a shot. Do you have over 19 mutas? Oh, perfect. So, you're gonna have just enough mutas to not die in one shot from a Thor. And by the way, I just wanna... paying tribute. Mutas are not... like, oh god, the mutas are gonna die so hard. They're gonna die. There's so many creative ways they can die, though. Like, how are they gonna die? They probably have some various... oh, the Thor drops. Oh, don't worry, I can just go over here. It'll be fine. It'll definitely be fine. I don't... oh, an anti-armor missile plus Thor's? Oh, jeez, I just want to see it now. Imagine -3 armor mutas plus a Thor hit. Oh. Depending on what race you are. That is, you probably have some strong feelings about that. Ah, yes. The classic, well, I've made mutas, so I'm going to keep making mutas strat. Which about 95% of the time is not the right option. And even when it's the only option left, you have to turn 3 times, still not the right option. That was another one that didn't quite land. Like, you make 7-10 mutas, you can make that work. Making 25 mutas is just... You have made your bed now, and now you gotta lie in it. You have made the most fragile unit, expensive unit, essentially that ZERG can... At least it wasn't mutas, right? I'm just waiting for all the mutas to die in 2 hits to a Thor. What weapon? He only has +1. +2 Thors, 2-shot mutas. They're about to hit. They're about to hit. Oh! 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 Oh, but he's not... So now that you've lost, like, 15 mutas... what do you do? You're actually getting all the upgrade. Oh, Zerg, we're back to Zergling. You remember, like, you're getting range, you're getting missile attacks. Upgrade. You have a roach one. What is with the invisible roach horns? You're getting missile attacks. Zerglings don't have missiles. And I also feel like calling it missile attack is a little misleading, because while the Roach and Hydra attacks are technically missiles, that gives them like a whole connotation that they definitely don't deserve. But anyways. But instead of using all those upgrades, we're gonna make 10 more goddamn mutas. 20 mutas. And adrenal glands, so we're just going 2 different directions here. There's no way, like, oh god, this is... Terrans? Zergs, cover your eyes. Terrans, open them. We're gonna do slow... I'm turning up the game sounds to max. And I'm just gonna let this play out in slow motion. Alright. Oh, there you go. Ah, 40 more Zerglings should be the ticket. So you also need to go play with yourself and just make Roach Hydra. You're no longer allowed to make more than 6 Zerglings until Hive. And stop going mutas until you've lost a Roach Hydra army. I know, it's boring. But do that for at least 20 games, so at least you know what it is before dismissing it. Because, this is, that was... Oh my fuck. Alright, we're live memeing. If you're easily offended, by the way, if you're easily offended, this live meme will definitely offend you. And Twitch chat rules are in full effect. I can break the rules as an authoritarian. You cannot. So before I do this, just know that. So, alright. So we're gonna... It was taking a little longer than I thought. There you go. This is why you watch. Never live meme on stream.
So much in between things we've never seen.
Anyways, so you need to build Roach Hydra, my friend. Thank you, Webstar. Giving the gift of winter to the community.
Oh, good. Now I
Randy Maverick, Garden, Burn RLD, Ada Vicus, MC Pound 1997.
Oh, good. Now I have your attention.
Thank you for that. To the community. I still don't know exactly how that works, but I think it's based on, like, watch time. I'm not sure. So, yeah, that was... You actually, I think out of the last 3 ZVT players, like, the last 3 Platinum League, Zerg versus Terrans, that we've saw, you actually have the most hope. I'll give you that. But not by much. It's still a very close race. Like, it could go either way.